Wednesday. It's Wednesday, folks. We're here. We're here again for another episode of the Wednesday Word, which means what? Well, number one, it's Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, what I like to do is I like to crack open a copy of a dictionary. I like to find a word, a success word. And I'm going to take the definition of it. I'm going to take the etymology of it, the history of it. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to look at it. We are going to look at it together. We're going to do that together, actually. It's not just a me thing. It's a you and I thing. Okay? And then we're going to look at how can we take this word and plug it into our sales and our business and our life. This is going to be a very special episode of the Wednesday Word because when I say a success word, we're literally going to be talking about the exact opposite of success. Today's word, that's right, you guessed it, is failure. Yeah, okay. So why are we talking about failure? The exact opposite of success. Well, listen, if you're following me on the Twitter at David R. Bradley, when I tweet out the Wednesday Word, I always hashtag it with Wednesday Wisdom. So there's a lot of wisdom that we can find in words. And when I first started following Grant Cardone, which would have been in August, September-ish, 2003, the first lesson and one of the most valuable was that selling is a conversation. Power comes from the words that you use. So the other aspect of the Wednesday Word and Wednesday Wisdom is how do we use the words that we say every single day? And what kind of power can we get from them? So when we look at failure today, let's really look at where's the power in failure. It's the exact opposite of success. But does it even exist, failure? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. So the first thing we're going to do is let's define it. The word failure, it's a noun, meaning a person, place, or thing. You knew that. And then the definition. So I found four that I thought we could work with. Okay, the first one is lack of success. The definition of the word failure, lack of success. Another term, an unsuccessful person, enterprise, or thing. Third definition, the omission of expected or required action. And then fourth, the action or state of not functioning. OBKB, got it? Okay. That's the definition. Now, where did the word come from? The etymology, we see failure starting to take hold as a word early 12th century. Be unsuccessful in accomplishing a purpose was one of its original meanings. Also, cease to exist or function. Come to an end. Okay, like if you have a bridge that falls apart, the bridge failed. Like that's in physics. Structural failure. Okay. And then early 13th century, fail in expectation or performance, which is what I'm alluding to right there. Okay. Old French, failure, be lacking, miss, not succeed, run out, come to an end, err, make a mistake, be dying, let down, disappoint. Failure. Okay. Then we get into some Latin aspects of it, meaning to trip, cause to fall. And then figuratively, failure has meant to deceive, trick, dupe, cheat, elude, fail, be lacking, or defective. So now the pi root means to stumble. And then if you look at, say, Sanskrit or even old ancient Farsi, Persian, it also meant to stumble, to fall, stagger. Greek meant to bring or throw down. So if in this Latin sense, if we go back to ancient words, ancient roots, we have there's a metaphorical shift from stumble to deceive. So what are we going to do with that? What kind of action? What's the action on that? What are you going to do with that? Let me ask you a question. Silly question. Do you enjoy failure? Like if there was a way that you could literally shift your perception of failure in such a way that you could actually take pleasure from it, would you want to hear about it? So if we consider that Pi root, Pi means Proto-Indo-European. That's an ancient language that they spoke in Europe. The Pi root, if it meant to stumble, then allow me to drop the following quote from Grant Cardone so we can just rid ourselves of ever failing again. There is no failure until you quit. Got it? There is no failure until you quit. So in the beginning I said, well, what if you could just get it to where it didn't even exist? Okay, there we are. This also, as I started looking at it, I was reminded of, I'm a big fan of the UFC and mixed martial arts, and I used to watch The Ultimate Fighter, that reality show, great reality show. But I was reminded of the pragmatism of MMA legend Uncle Chael Sonnen when he spoke to his team. He was a coach in season 17 of The Ultimate Fighter. And he spoke to his team and he said, quote unquote, this. Think about how this applies to your life. When doubt seeps in, you got two roads. You can take either road. You can go to the left or you can go to the right. And believe me, they will tell you that failure is not an option. And Chael says that is ridiculous. Failure is always an option. Failure is the most readily available option at all times, but it's a choice. And you can choose to fail, or you can choose to succeed. Oh, yeah, right? Man, rewind that if you need to. Go ahead. I might. But that's good. So there is no failure until you quit. Failure is a choice. And it's the most readily option available to you at all times. Okay, so let's add wood to that fire. Let's see if my friend Wayne Dyer can help us expand on that one. Quote unquote. This may come as a surprise to you, but failure is an illusion. What? No one ever fails at anything. Everything you do produces a result. If you're trying to learn how to catch a football and someone throws it to you and you drop it, you haven't failed. You simply produced a result. The real question is, what do you do with those results that you produce? Do you leave and moan about being a football failure? Or do you say, throw it again, until ultimately you're catching footballs? Failure, and I love this part, get ready. Failure is a judgment. It's just an opinion. It comes from your fears, which can be eliminated by love. Love for yourself. Love for what you do. Love for others. Love for your planet. And when you have love with you, fear cannot survive. Oh. So go chew on that for the next 7 days, huh? Okay? Remember that? Failure is a judgment. It's just an opinion. It comes from your fears, which can be eliminated by love. And love, as Stephen R. Covey teaches us in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is a verb. It's something that you do. And what do we do in the Cardone zone? Well, we take 10x massive levels of action here. So to wrap all this up, in conclusion, if you think you're a failure, if you think you're failing, then you're operating out of fear. which can be handled through what? Study, practice, reflection, observation, and of course, love. So as long as you don't quit, then you can't fail. Thank you for tuning in every single Wednesday for the Wednesday Word. This has been another exciting episode of the Wednesday Word. I am your host, David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. Hey, if you're getting something out of it, make sure you share it with somebody else who can also get something out of it. If it's helping you, I promise you it's going to help somebody else. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that as well. And I'll leave you with these words of Grant Cardone outside of there is no failure until you quit. The other one, be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.